Our third speaker is artist Kevin Cole. Kevin Cole is an art professor, a mixed media artist, and a member of the Afro-Cobra Collective. He received his BS degree in education from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and his MA degree in art education, his MA degree in art education from the University of Illinois at Urbana. He also earned his master's degree in fine arts from Northern Illinois University. A dedicated arts educator, Cole began his art career as an art teacher at Camp Creek Middle School in College Park, Georgia in 1985. He also became an adjunct professor at Georgia State University School of Art and Design, where he remained until 1998. And in 1990, Cole was chairperson of the Visual and Performing Arts magnet program of Tri-Cities High School in East Point, Georgia until 1994. And now he's the chairman of the Fine Arts Department at Westlake High School, where he created the school's first arts program. In 1994, Cole was commissioned by the Coca-Cola Company to create a 15-story mural celebrating the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. Most recently, he's been commissioned to create a 20 by 55-foot installation for the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Cole's work has been widely exhibited, as well as collected by museums, individuals, and corporations, including the High Museum of Art, the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture, the Yale University Museum, and the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. Please help me welcome artist Kevin Cole.
This first image is a known lynching that took place not far from his property. Next slide. This image is a picture of the late Jeff Donaldson and John Howard, whom I studied with at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and Jeff was also a graduate there. And I met Jeff in 1978, and it's ironic that he talked about the idea of going to Festec. And the next image. And the next image is from one of my professors, the late Terrence Corbin, who was my art history professor, who taught me about the black art movement and what the black art movement it was really about. Next image. When we talk about rhythm and polyrhythmic space, this is a piece by the late Jeff Dawson entitled Jam Packed Jelly Tight, done in 1980, and you can see the movement and the rhythm in the piece, and how he deal with color in terms of music. The next slide. This is an image by the late Terrence Corbin. It's called The Saga of the Ant Bully. And when you read that book, Professor Corbin, he was talking about the idea of jump ropes and everything being playful, but also the idea of music at the same time. Next slide. And of course, one cannot omit the work of Washington's own Sam Gilliam, a piece called Change, done in 1968. Next image. Now, how does my work relate to the black art movement? I'm glad that you asked. One thing I noticed in the black arts movement, everything revolved around the one thing, and that was music. And whether it was music from James Brown, whether it was music from John Coltrane, or we look at the music of Marvin Gaye, that was very, very important. In 1980, I did a series called Signs of the Times, and Signs of the Times was about the artist formerly known as Prince, who addressed in his album AIDS, homelessness, and things of that nature in the family. This particular piece is called Signs of the Times, the Struggle of the Families. If you look at the images there you have a whole Bible at the top. You have on the left hand, on the right hand side, a silhouette of a typical family. Here you have the American flag, which symbolizes the whole idea of liberation, but yet the flag is tied into a knot. When you tie something into a knot, you're trying to hold that together as one. Then we have the ribbons and bows, symbolic to the gifts that we were accepting from South Africa at that time. In the school walking sign, which is the orange sign, you see a silhouette of a family. But if you notice, this family is an African American family, and they don't have feet. When you don't have feet, you cannot walk. And it's also enclosed is inside of an educational sign, which I was trying to say that we need the country need to be more aware of how we feel. And if you notice that the boy is not looking up at his father, he's looking up at his mother. At that time in the public school system in Atlanta, at least 60% of the kids that came from the housing projects, they were actually living in one-parent homes. Next slide. Now, as we move on, as I move farther in this day and time, these are some of my recent works. It's called, it's from my Fragments of Frozen Sound series. And when I talk about that series, I have to say that there are two events that have changed our lives forever. That was September 11th and Hurricane Katrina, which I had a lot of friends that came from there. And this piece is entitled Fragments of Frozen Sound, Increased Risk with Emotional Faith, which I had a lot of frat brothers who lived in New Orleans, and they were going back and forth in Atlanta. I would travel back and forth with them, and a lot of the African patterns and shapes I was using, as Brother Al said, had to do with the idea of music. If you ever gone to New Orleans, you know New Orleans has its own sound, and that's what this piece is about. And the next image. This is a show that we'll be having in Arkansas. It's after Cobra now. It'll be opening up at Heron Fine Art Gallery. That's it.